What's going on, Crime Fighters? I'm Knight,
And I'm Logan.
and welcome back to the Night Cave, your one-stop shop for all things film and entertainment.
With a little bit extra from John and I.
All right, y'all. So, first of all, hope everyone had. Is this our first show since the new year? Or am I
This
tripping?
is first 2021 show.
It is. Wow.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody, and
There
Happy
you
New Year
go.
to you, good sir.
Hey, well, thank you so much. And I want to say, I don't know if you saw this, but 10 minutes ago, they just announced that Dr. Dre had a brain aneurysm and he's in the ICU.
Oh.
So, first of all, fuck 2021 already. But
Jesus.
prayers up for Dr. Dre. Please let 2021 not immediately take another absolute icon.
Yes, please. Better,
I mean,
better
so
year.
he is. So all we know so far is he's in ICU in LA, but that happened 10 minutes ago. So things could happen, 10 minutes from now, and we won't know. But
God.
Just prayers up for Dr. Dre. Yeah, rough times.
That is my
welcome
biggest fear, man.
Yeah, I know exactly. So welcome to 2021.
Right.
Seems to be arm in arm with 2020 as of right this second.
They're trying, it seems.
Yeah. But we'll move on from it. It's okay. We hopefully he'll be good.
Yes, hopefully. Golly, this is all right. Well, yes, new year. Hopefully a better one. New year, new everybody, and a lot more positive vibes.
Yes.
May all of our prayers and positivity and good wishes go out to Dr. Dre and his family. Please pull out of that, brother. We let's not start this year off like that. So brand new year, first show of the new year. And of course, the movie world has still been silent. So we're kind of, picking grain to find out what exactly is newsworthy for you guys. We came up with a few things. So that will also help to challenge us going forward on how we can spice the show up when we don't have newsworthy weeks and things to share. How can we, spice up a little bit? So we're going to work on that a little bit. I think it's necessary.
No, I agree. Might be a time where we start asking for questions or topics that people want to hear us from. So
that's also very true. But I might want to do that.
Yeah.
So before we get started, guys, thank you. Newcomers, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Film Cave. If you just so happen to stumble upon this. If you want to be a part of this crime fighting family and just keep in touch with us, hit that subscribe button. It's simple. It's easy.
Right there.
Right. It's right there. Just a little click. 1, 2. All right. And it won't be an empty subscription, guys. We have tons and tons and tons of things going on here on this channel, as well as Logan's very own channel as well. So, guys, you won't regret it. I promise you. And I have a lot more coming up. All right. So, for those of you that are new and those of you that aren't, it's time for Out There in the World. See, this is where my bivocals come in. This is what sucks to be visually challenged, everybody, because you just can't see shit.
Oh, that's all right.
So Out There in the World is our segment where, of course, we're movie heads, but there's a lot more things we like to talk about that just, doesn't pertain to specifically film. So this is our opportunity to do that. So, Logan, is there anything you want to kind of top us off with? Anything on your mind? What's up?
The only thing that I have, I thought of this right before we started. I did pick up the first Star Wars: The High Republic book, Light of the Jedi. I'm not a reader at all.
Already getting controversy. I see.
Is it? Oh, geez. So I've tried to stay away from any spoilers or anything, but I thought I'd give this a try. Literally, the last book I read was the precursor book to Rogue One. So that many years ago, it's the last time I read a book. And then before that, it was Lost Stars, which I only read Star Wars books apparently. But this one, I'm interested to see what the High Republic even is. And I will admit that the synopsis already kind of makes me a little nervous, I guess, because it doesn't sound like what I want. But it's a beautiful looking book. The back looks like super royal. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's a pretty book. But we'll see. I mean, I dig the girl right up front. She seems, I'm down for new characters. I just hope that they're done well. So thought I'd throw that out there since that's it could pertain to movies at some point in time, but right now it's just a book.
I'd imagine so. And like I said, one, you're better than me. I don't read for shit. I hate reading. The last time I read was probably in high school when I was, told to. I just don't have the attention span for it.
I struggle massively. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it. Even with books or IPs that I love, I can't. But yeah, see, a lot of, as typical Star Wars has been as of late, a lot of diversity, a lot of split right down the middle. Some love it, some are just already like, damn, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And so it's causing riots, little riots, but riots nonetheless. So we'll see how it goes. Good luck to all of you.
Yes, I really hope I'm on the side that's like, yeah, that was great. Not the Rise of Skywalker side.
Yes. Oh my God. It's actually funny. I watched somebody's first time watching of the Rise of Skywalker recently, and even watching that chopped up stuff of somebody else, I was like, oh my God, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. But to each their own. I just wanted to point that out because I was just amazed how that still had an effect. I wasn't even fully watching the movie. But yeah, all right, first topic. Now, this is something that I wanted to talk about. It's still movie related, but it's been way too fucking long in the making for me to see this, because this man is just my filmmaking idol and it's just the movie god. But I finally saw Tenet.
Oh, yes, of course.
Finally saw Tenet. Took me only 50 years, but I finally saw it. I'm going to need to watch it again.
Correct. But I want to hear your initial thoughts, besides the fact that it feels like your brain was just shook a lot.
It was. Because I was at first, again, another thing where I was watching it with friends, but the same people I watched Wonder Woman with, but they were as equally invested as I was, because they're like, we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, at first I was a victim to Nolan's sometimes trope he does, where his just incredibly orgasmic and epic fucking, scores that him and Hans Zimmer go to just kind of overpower dialogue.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are they saying? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And everything sounded like a whisper until my friend, who's obsessed with like home stereos and whatever, switched his shit up, and it was beautiful. I was like, okay, now we're on board.
Really?
I can hear it. Let's go. Yeah, it was fucking phenomenal.
See, okay, so I do, just really quick, remember where you're going, but I honestly think Christopher Nolan edits his movies in the same place every time, and I think he has a different configuration than what everyone else has. And he has I don't think he has any idea that you can't hear on the general, I guess setup, like there's something that he has going on different in his setup, I think. And because it's almost all of his movies. Like, he's just known for this, and Tenet is really bad in that sense, I would think.
It is.
So yeah, I honestly think that's the case, because he's a literal genius in so many other ways. So I don't think he's stupid enough to let me just make it to where they can't hear him, even though I filmed them talking.
Right.
But
so it's okay. First time I was struggling, I'm like, okay, what the fuck does, this art dealer and this and that, how does all this come into play? And then the Indian woman and her running her, I was trying to figure out what everything was coming into place. And then Robert Pattinson, where the fuck did he come from, and how does he go into it? Who sent his ass? And then now, so here's what I gathered.
Okay.
So John David Washington, I still don't know who the fuck he even works for. The CIA, I think at the beginning, cool, got that.
Sure.
He goes through a test to find out if he'll give his people up. He passes, he dies, comes back, and he's brought into this world of, inversion.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm not entirely sure where the concept of inversion came from. At least I don't remember. We'll have to watch it again. But all I know is from the future and given to us. That I know and remember. He learns how to invert. Cool. At least he's told about it, but he does it in the beginning of the movie before he learns about it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we're moving on. they send him to who they think is this arms dealer. I forget his name, but he's in the Middle East somewhere. So him and Robert Pattinson. Robert comes out of fucking nowhere.
Yes,
he does. Like, okay, here you are. Got it. They go find the dude. Comes to find out it's a woman running the whole operation. He asks about this main guy who's going to bring about World War III with nuclear disaster and all that good fun stuff. So apparently they're masking inverted bullets through an auction house in this air base through an art gallery.
Spoilers for Tenet, by the way.
Spoilers for Tenet. Yeah, sorry, shit, yeah. Spoilers for Tenet. In an art gallery. So I'm like, okay, cool. They devise this whole plan. They end up running into these two guys that kind of, intercept their plan or whatnot, what have you. They go there, they don't find anything. There's no bullets, there's no nothing. So then he gets sent to Michael Caine's ass. It's going to lead him to this woman who is the wife. Are you
going through the whole Tenet movie right now?
The terrorist. I am.
This is a 3-hour movie. Let's not do that.
It was going to be really quick, but
give me your thoughts.
Okay. I'm trying to piece it together. I'm so fucking confused.
You got to watch it more than once. That is the number one rule of Tenet because it's impossible to understand it first time.
I'm with the film until the very end. Like when they're in wherever they are and they're with the inverted police with fucking random ass Aaron Taylor Johnson and
so random, by the way. Yeah.
Right. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So I'm just like, okay, wait. So I don't get what that whole thing was about and what they were stopping. They were doing that to stop the bomb from actually going off. But they needed two teams for both inverted in the real world to act simultaneously to what? Like, to why?
Okay, it's been a minute since I've seen it, but it was something along the lines of so they go through that mission, and the reason why the mission works is because the people that went through it once, it's kind of a loop. Technically that will happen forever, over and over again. It will start over and keep happening like an infinite loop, like a figure 8. And so eventually they'll hit that middle point. And the people that just went through it are coming out and they're telling the people that are going in. Like they tell Aaron Taylor Johnson, like, this is what has to happen. And so, because we just did it. And that's
they
how
go back and forth all the time through this.
So it's just a continuous, like the people that, so Aaron Taylor Johnson and them are not inverted. They're on the team that's not. And the inverted team is doing it. And so before they actually say go, Aaron Taylor Johnson has already talked to the guy that just got out of it, that was inverted, the first group. And so it's a weird thing. Like this is always happening. Like they're always having that conversation. That's how I took it at least. But I am more interested. This is because your brain is mush right now, even trying to think of it, and you just got out of it. But what's interesting to me is I heard the theory that Robert Pattinson is from the future, basically.
Right, and him and John David are like best friends. He sends them.
John David recruits him to the team,
right,
and eventually does this. So, but what's interesting, and also Robert Pattinson is the one that he was the first one to invert and did that bullet through the in the opera house. He's the one that saved John David Washington and inverted it.
Was that
that guy? Yes, you can see the little orange keychain on his backpack as he runs away. So he's been in this since the beginning of the movie. So he's bullshitting whenever they meet and they're talking and he's like, you're telling me too much, whatever. He knows everything.
Yeah. But remember, the orange keychain was dead in the bomb thing as well.
That's the thing. So that's why when Robert Pattinson is going back in, he's going to die. He's going back in to die.
So did he essentially die? Because when he went back, he got shot in his face, but then we see him again at the end.
That's because it was the inverted one that got shot in the face, not the real one, not the normal one. There's two of them running around.
That's right.
And so, but here's the interesting theory that I heard. It could be completely wrong, but I just want to leave you with this.
Okay.
Somebody said, what if Robert Pattinson is actually the kid of the tall woman grown up? And, he grows up and John David Washington recruits him. And this starts this thing. So
how'd that work?
He grows up, like eventually John David Washington is going to meet Robert Pattinson, and he's going to be brand new, and he's not going to know anything.
Like older or some shit, and like sends him back.
That's correct. And so it could be 35 years from now, and he's 40 or however old Robert Pattinson is, 35, and it could work that way. I was just like, man, if they were that smart, like, so the son, that's like, all she wants to do is see the sun. That's all she wants. Anything for the sun. He's actually the one that like helps kill his dad and like save the world. I was like, that's pretty awesome. So watch it, remembering all that. Watch it first of all to see Robert Pattinson is the one that first inverts the bullet out of the chair through that guy and saves him in the opera house. And then in that final battle, there's multiple Robert Pattinsons. I think Robert Pattinson is like initially inverted and he uninverts himself.
So like I'm like, there's so many versions of everyone running around, and then they're going in and out of the inversion machine to do this and to save somebody else because shit's going wrong. I'm like, wait, I'm like, huh? And then they have to time everything perfectly to how it's actually happened on both sides and shit. I'm like, this is so much fun. I'm like, Christopher. I'm like, oh my God. But overall, great, fucking phenomenal movie. I'm like, Jesus, like, it's goddamn genius. And the score is ridiculous.
And that's Ludwig, isn't it? That did that score?
Was it Ludwig or was it Hans? It was Ludwig.
Hans wasn't available, so they got Ludwig, and he killed it. It's the weirdest, but it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, shit. All right, well, I can go on about that all day because I need something. But I loved it, and I can't wait to do it again.
Sure.
So moving on to,
look, we have some Wandavision news. You're a lot more versed in this than I am. I have not read up on this, so I'll leave it to you. Tell us, sir, what is going on in the world of WandaVision besides excitement?
Sure. I mean, I really could not be more excited for WandaVision. It's one of those things, when they announced it, I was losing it with what it could mean. And as we get closer, it's just getting better and better for my excitement. But so the first thing that we actually got confirmed is WandaVision is actually 9 episodes long, which is new information. So initially, like, obviously Mando, first 2 seasons have been 8. And I remember, a while back, like at least when they announced them, it seemed like they were saying, oh, the Marvel series might be 6 episodes each. And at first I'm like, hey, that sucks. But it's also like, hey, that's possibly a 3-hour, that's a movie. That's a 6-hour movie. That's like 3 movies in one type of thing. Right. I'm like, it's plenty. But now they're saying it's 9 episodes, which is phenomenal. But then also possibly means that we could line up in the sense of 8 to 9 weeks after the 15th of January is in the middle of March. So we could have either 1 week of nothing or no weeks of nothing between the finale of WandaVision and the premiere of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I think is freaking awesome. Like, can you imagine having constant Marvel content for the rest of time? Because that would be beautiful. You're right. Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out in March. It finishes beginning of May. Beginning of May is Black Widow. Then we have Loki at the end of May. Then we have,
is Loki before or after Black Widow?
It'll be after, because Black Widow's first week of May. So I would think that they would give it, a little bit. But then the other rumor, it's not fully confirmed yet, but they are saying that the first week of WandaVision, they might premiere the first 2 episodes. So you get kind of a double whammy. But also that kind of makes me feel like I think it might be a thing where they might be doing a sitcom thing and they're 30-minute episodes. So you get two 30-minute episodes, and because 9 hours of content is a ton, but if the first 2 weeks are 30-minute episodes, because they're the sitcom stuff that they're doing, it could make sense to okay, we get an hour a week, but it's 2 episodes, it's 2 different decades of these sitcoms. So that's the kind of things that was kind of leaked on a French announcement from someone. They were saying hey, the first 2 episodes
kind of sketchy.
Yeah, but it was it seemed like they weren't supposed to post it yet, but they're saying, hey, the first 2 episodes will premiere. So it seems like an announcement could be coming, or they might be, it kind of just depends. Because they also could just cut an hour-long episode in half and they switch the decade in the middle of it, so I don't know how they're going to edit it, but with it being 9 episodes, I feel like it could be a sense of 3 to 4 episodes are short, and they mess with the release a little bit. So
here's my issue with that.
Okay, what you got?
It's a combination of just selfish and also just trying to, just for content matters.
Sure.
9 episodes. I hated how short the Mando seasons were. I wanted more, and I'm going to hate how short this is. 9 episodes, cool. I want more, depending how great it is. And that's where it kind of comes into the time slot for me. I don't want 30-minute fucking episodes for this amazing content that we're giving, because it's going to go like that. I'm I don't want, that's too fast.
Yeah.
And it's, and then if they're going to give us the first 2 episodes, it's you're already shortening it up. So if you're going to blast the first 2 episodes on us, that's going to rush I don't want to force too much episode, because it's amazing. I want that excitement to be okay, shit, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
I want to wait, So, and is that going to interfere with the end release? Because if they're giving first 2 up, then that release initially towards the end is going to be a little pushed up, isn't it?
It's going to move up. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just I'm not liking the format. That's just me, like I said, for pure selfish reasons. But I never like big mainstream shows getting just 30 minutes of, airtime. I hate that.
I just think that's the point of giving you 2 is they're doing 30 minutes because they're doing, apparently they're supposed to be doing stuff like The Office, where they're talking to the camera, they're in one episode. So they're purposefully copying sitcoms from the past. And so I think that it's more so just a stylistic choice. And so if they do 30-minute episodes, they're going to give us 2 at a time, so that we have an hour of content like we would from something like Mando. And then it also kind of makes sense. I would be surprised for them to have no gap in between Marvel shows. So if they have 4 episodes that are 30 minutes each and they come out 2 at a time for the first 2 weeks.
I hate that so much if they did that.
But that would only be 2 weeks of nothing, which is exactly what we've had, maybe a week less than what we've had from Mando to that. And so, they want a little bit of time for people to, get caught up, watch the finale as many times as they want, whatever it is. But I also think we've only, with Mando, we only saw any marketing from the first 4 episodes of Mando. That was it. We didn't see anything from 5 through 8. So I think that the back half of WandaVision will be like Mando episodes. They'll be full episodes. They won't be in a sitcom format. They're going to be, they've said WandaVision is half weird Marvel sitcom and half Marvel epic. And so I think that it's going to turn into a giant, feat. I mean, we've seen some things, but I do think that the first few episodes are going to be more funny, more based on sitcoms, and be just kind of super weird, and then have a few tidbits of something weird's going on.
Well, all the more reason to extend the length of your episodes, especially towards the latter half. Don't give us no 30.
No, so that's the thing, though, is they're only doing 4 or 5 episodes based on sitcoms. So that leaves 4 or 5 episodes that are just normal TV episodes.
But how long are they going to be?
They're not. No, those won't be 30 minutes. That's the thing.
Are
They're
we
not.
sure?
They're not based on sitcoms. Yeah, I would guarantee it.
Better, because even a fucking man is like, oh, the longest episode. So it's 10 minutes more. Give me an hour. Stop being a fucking puss and give me a full hour.
I will admit, I like Mando episodes to be about 45. I like that 45. Although, a finale or a first episode, give me an hour. Great. Go off. But it is a thing of, something on TV has commercials. So a 30-minute show is actually 22 minutes plus 8 minutes of commercials. That's any show on Netflix that's normally on TV that's 30 minutes, it's actually 22. And same thing for normal TV. It's, between like 42 and 45 or something like that in terms of the episodes, if they're an hour. So I'm fine with that, because some of those Mando episodes, although amazing, they do feel a little long sometimes. And then some are like, I want to say the shortest one was like 36.
I never felt like that at all.
But like, I need it 40 or more on a normal episode always. Like, I feel like less than that is like cheating us a little bit. Like,
wholeheartedly.
Yeah. But I'm excited to see what they do, because I do think WandaVision is going to be the most unique thing we've seen in a long time. It's going to be Tenet level in terms of how like weird and like, unexpected it's going to be. So I'm down for whatever they choose stylistically in terms of this. The first 2 episodes, if they're 30 minutes long, give us 2 of them. Great. Makes it easy on us. I do admit though, the first episode, if it's awesome, and then the second episode's awesome, you'll forget about that first episode a little bit, because the second one's what you saw most recent. So I do like having the week to talk about crazy shit. But if it's only 30 minutes, give me, I'll take both of those as the first episode in my head, I would like to think. Right. So it'll be interesting to see. And we're 10 days away. So
I know.
Get fucking hyped, y'all.
I'm so excited. I don't know if my body's going to be able to like contain.
Well, that was the thing, is I've been having people like, I'm posting stuff, just my excitement, and these people are like, some people are saying, hey, I'm not a big Marvel person. Like, I watched you with Mando. I'm a big Star Wars guy. And I'm like, hey, if you thought I was a fan of Mando, I'm going to flip shit on WandaVision. Like, I'm a diehard, like literally Wanda is my favorite living character. And this is going to be crazy. So like, if you think that I'm not about to like lose my shit if some crazy stuff goes on, you got another thing coming. So,
all right. So hopefully all of that cut out at a good place. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're gonna move on. I think we pretty much knocked out our initial thoughts about WandaVision. We're all excited, and stuff like that. Then that's great. So another topic we want to talk about, Miss Patty Jenkins. So as we all know,
do you have it
Wonder Woman came out? Oh, not yet.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was gonna get to that.
God, man, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to get the intro out first or something. But, so yes, Patty's in the news because, as we all know, that Wonder Woman came out Christmas Day to some very, at first positive, but then the downfall just happened.
Yeah. So
there was a lot of anger, animosity, a lot of questions. Didn't like the way things, kind of went about, how she handled things, how things ended. Real mixed bag. And one of those things, that people weren't happy about how that were portrayed was Cheetah.
Sure.
So, and I even saw a few people didn't like how her character was handled and then ended, was unclear what this means. We just got her, now she's done. What happened? That's not how she became Cheetah. Now she's wasted. Yada, 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 yada. So Patty has some things to say. She's kind of clearing up the air a little bit. I don't know, before we get into this, if it's her trying to do damage control, or is she trying to do instill false hope?
Yeah.
Just to kind of make the bow seem a little neater and tighter, or I don't know what exactly is happening, but we have full range, and I can get your take on how you feel about that.
Sure thing.
Now let's see. Oh, not that.
I'm little.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gone.
All right. Oh, you're gone now.
There I am.
There you go. Welcome back. I had to put you on timeout for a little bit.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. All right. So Patty Jenkins addresses Cheetah's fate in Wonder Woman 1984. Now let's read the quote directly, shall we? And this will also piss me off. I kind of skimmed through this a little bit. Barbara's wish. There we go. Barbara's wish to become an apex predator turned her. Turned her into a feline supervillain. First of all, do you consider a cheetah an apex predator?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I don't. But
what would you consider an apex predator?
Like a lion or like a tiger or like
it's a big cat. I mean,
yeah, it's like, hey, it's not big, it's lean as hell, so it can run all over the place.
But it's the fastest. It goes after the same thing that lions go after.
Is it cheetah the fastest or was it jaguar?
Cheetah.
Cheetah? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, fine. But that still doesn't mean I'm going to be a fucking cat. Like
it would have been nice. I don't know how she is in the comics necessarily or in any other depictions, but is she supposed to be super fast?
Yeah, she looks like a damn cheetah. Like she's
Would have been nice to see something like that and just instead of just getting caught midair by Wonder Woman and just getting choke slammed on the ground. But that's
like this time she fucking puts boots like to Wonder Woman's ass, and it's like none of that was displayed. Sure. Like, yeah, she's fast, but she's just running around meowing everywhere and shit. Like nothing, whatever. Another story for another time. But okay. So, however, the last time we saw Barbara, she had reverted back to her human form after Diana used her lasso of truth to convince the world to renounce their wishes. In a new interview with Den of Geek, fuck your interview, good view. I have reasons for making it ambiguous. So she's saying the ending was ambiguous, and here's why. And I think it's not clear what her point of view is on everything that just happened. I love that we wrap up Max Lord's point of view and that you see the culmination of that storyline. I think it is so important, but the truth is there may or may not be more to come for Barbara. So it is more here, which I'm going to get into and kind of tie that back, but just the initial response. What more? I don't know what more you can tie up that also hasn't been clarified. Like you're leaving it to I can't say it that way.
Ambiguity?
Yeah, I always get tongue twisted on that shit.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, you have to have some setup or some little like ding to like let us know that there's some possibility to that. Like Nolan, if he has a very ambiguous ending, it's set up throughout the course of the film to when the ending hits, you're like, oh shit, like what? All right, damn. This shit was just like, okay, I'm back again. Yay. There was no setup that I may have, well, what they talk about in this next, installment here. Let's see. As Bleeding Cool notes, we know that Barbara rescinded her apex predator wish. But if she still has Diana's powers, that would mean she no longer ages normally. Theoretically, that could make a rematch between the two more feasible.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me, okay, she just didn't want to look like a cat, but she kept her powers and still is going to rock out through the more contemporary setting of Wonder Woman 3 and duke it out, but she's not going to be a cheetah anymore. Or are they going to go the comic route and be like, oh, I actually liked being a cheetah. Let me look more into cheetahs, and now I'm going to find the cheetah god and shit. Like, that's just going to be dumb to me.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think here?
I think this is a lot of damage control in the sense of Patty's saying, hey, I realize I didn't end Cheetah's storyline very well, and it's left open-ended because I was focusing more on Max Lord's character for the villain, that tying up the nice bow at the end of that one. So yeah, Cheetah is left open-ended because I was of the assumption the whole point, although dumb, the whole point is every single person in the movie, in the world, rescinded their wish.
Right.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah. That's what was portrayed.
You know, so she's turning into her human form because she's a human again. Like, because you're going to bring her back and she's going to be less powerful than how she just got her ass beat. Like, or you're going to bring her back, let her get the same thing and get her ass beat again. Like, what do you mean? So I think this is more so just her saying like somebody asked her, hey, well, what about Cheetah? You know, she's not dead. And it's like, she's like, oh yeah, sure. No, the character's out there. But I think that I think Barbara, if we ever see her again, it will be at a Candy scenario, and she'll be an old woman. You know that because I want to say they said no, there's no reason to, but like it's possible that her and Diana become friends again. They keep working at the museums, and they
act like nothing happened.
Yeah, because that's a lot of people's problem with that movie too. Is like, so you're telling me Batman v Superman happens, or I guess Man of Steel happens, and nobody's talking about that time that a fucking stone let anybody do whatever they wanted? Like, aliens shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, people should be kind of expecting some shit like that. Like, 84 was that universe's 2020. Like, so until Man of Steel shows up. So I think it's more so just her kind of saying, oh yeah, I left it ambiguous on purpose because I actually didn't give it any time, and I probably should have let y'all know that she vastly regrets herself. Because also, if she rescinded her wishes, both of them, she shouldn't even have two, because that's the whole point, is the stone lets you have one. But if she let one away, like it's ridiculous. Like, she rescinded her wishes, and now she has the correct mindset again. She's gotten that back where she's not a villain anymore in her heart.
It depends if she says, I renounce my wish or renounce my wishes.
So that's the problem too. Like, Diana should not have been able to run and say, I renounce my wish. Like, it's like, yeah, but you're letting other people in the movie have two or multiple. So it's like Diana should have to say, like, I renounce having Steve Trevor back. Like, she should have to be more specific, because that's exactly right. Now it's up for interpretation, and that's just poor storytelling in terms of letting us know what's possible and what's happening. Because I personally, I don't need to see Cheetah again. She was wasted. Yes. If people feel that way, like if that was the last time we see her and they feel like she's wasted, I think that she was wasted. Because I don't need to see her character again in a different, this kind of made me go, okay, I don't need that character anymore. Like, I'm good.
See, it sucks because
right.
I like Cheetah and she's a fucking badass, but it's like Cheetah was wasted. Barbara Minerva was not.
Correct.
It's a shame that I like her more as Barbara and that whole arc than
100%.
Cheetah itself. If you wanted to save that and do that, you should have just kept her Barbara throughout the film with the super strength, yada, 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 and then incorporate Cheetah later if you wanted to do that, like that transformation. Or I have this power, but I fucking want more. Like, I want to be this apex fucking shit and like research it. And then she comes into the Cheetah God and then da-da-da-da-da. Like, that shit would have been fucking amazing. You can use her, but hey, she's still alive. Maybe she'll end up in the fucking Snyder Cut. Who knows? Everybody else is. So, so it's like, everybody else is. Why not? She's alive.
Yeah, just give her a scene. Cool. Yeah.
Right. There you go. Seeing the bitch in the background, the shadows, the eyes going up, like, oh shit, it's Cheetah. Yeah. There you go. Call it a day. Yeah. But it's, I fully think this is, backpedaling. This is saving face. And leaving a very unearned open possibility down the road. Right. If you find a way to pull it off, brilliantly, hey, do it. Sure. But I'm not holding my breath.
I will honestly say, although I fully believe that Patty loves this movie that she made, I think she thinks it's great. I do think when we get Wonder Woman 3, which we are getting from her, she's writing it, it's confirmed, whatever. I think they're going to pretty much distance themselves from this one a good amount. In terms of the second movie, they're probably going to say, hey, let's not bring anybody back from that.
Oh, gotcha.
Leave a bad taste in people's mouth. Like, people are going to look at, Barbara Minerva and say, let's just go ahead and leave her back there because it didn't turn out great. So I am somebody, I want Patty to do exactly. She said that she's had a 3-story arc or maybe even a 4-story arc for Wonder Woman this whole time. And I want her to tell that, but I do expect tone and other things wise, the next movie will probably be closer to the first one just after the audience kind of dogged her for the most part.
See, and I'll say this last point, we can move on, but it's like I literally just watched the film again yesterday, and it's a really feel good fucking movie.
Oh my god, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so I'm like, I hope that they keep that essence of fun, because the second movie was a lot of fun. Like, it was really feel good. Like the music, the way it's shot, the color, like all of it just felt really good. I'm like, oh shit. So the more and more I watch it, the more fun I'm having with it. So I hope they do keep that aspect of the third film and all the other shit, but who knows? What can we do?
It's just a thing of, hey, tighten up your scripts, please.
Right. Right. And don't let the studio interfere so fucking much.
Right. Just because that's the thing is, I honestly believe I want my Wonder Woman to have that tone. That's why I said, I mean, we can go back 2 weeks and I had just seen it. The first 2 acts are fun as hell. Yeah. Are they campy? Yeah. Are they dumb? Sure. But was I smiling a lot? Yeah. I mean, I was having fun. I enjoy Steve Trevor and her. Was him bringing him back weird? Yes. Once he was it great? Yeah, I enjoy them together. So there's great things in the movie, but that's the problem is when you have a plot and that is broken and falling apart, the rest of the movie will crumble down with it. That's the main part. You have to make sure that we as an audience respect what the movie's doing. You can't just give her some cool parts or some sweet stuff. And, because I mean, the freaking fireworks scene is amazing. It's beautiful. I love what it does. I love how they're connecting with flying. I love what it does for them as characters and everything. And that should not be the best part of the movie. Period.
That's true.
So
Very true.
It's a feel-good movie and it's got great things in it, but they, I mean, both villains I didn't like, and also just the logic of the catalyst of the whole thing with the stone is so cheap, and then they even couldn't follow its own rules. So it's frustrating. So I see why people are upset. Some people are a little too upset, but but that's okay. That's what it is. That's fandom now.
Right. It is what it is. But before we get into the last topic of the evening, guys, if you made it this far, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like up. Wow.
Like up. We're going to go ahead and call it a like up.
I'm going to call it a like up.
A like up?
A like up.
And a frown down.
Right. Like up, frown down. But no frown downs. All like ups.
No, we're all liking up today.
Right. And make sure you share the video as well. We have a whole playlist. If you missed our previous 4 episodes, make sure you go hit that playlist up and get caught up. And thank you for sticking around for this long. So, all right. Last topic. We have Michael Keaton. Now, there's been some confusion, to say the least, if we're going to say.
I think that's a great way to put it.
The first initial statements coming out was that, Michael Keaton is the DCEU Batman. Replacing Ben Affleck, he's no longer coming back as Batman. And Ben Affleck's uncertainty in Flashpoint. I'm like, huh? What the fuck are we talking about here?
What happened?
I don't know if you saw my tweet. I don't know if you guys saw my tweet. But the very second I saw that shit, flames
really?
came up. Oh yeah. Okay. I had a Samuel Jackson moment. There was gonna be furious anger. Like it was gonna be so much. Like I was about to quote Ezekiel. I was gonna go ham. So I was like, my basic approach was this. Yeah, Keaton's coming back, badass, cool. He's in Flashpoint, cool. But you're about to tell me this motherfucker is my Batman going forward for DC and all that shit? Yeah. I will be good goddamned. Because I will not sit up here and have you, have Ben Affleck, the greatest fucking Batman that we have, go older, fucking run him through the mud because it's older Batman. We can't do it. We can't work it. We're doing all this. Da, 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 da. WB has new ideas. Fuck this. Da, 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 da. And your solution is to bring 125-year-old Michael Keaton to take his place. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, Batman is now getting the Superman treatment. They have no idea what the fuck to do with him, and they're just throwing him anywhere now.
Yeah.
I'll be goddamn. I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I was like, one, you're not gonna shit in Ben Affleck's mouth in my fucking presence. And then your solution is just to go even older when your fucking issue was old to begin with. So I'm like, okay, this is just really dumb. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I was just furious. I was like, now we have old ass Michael Keaton. We have the new separate Robert Pattinson, who apparently is fucking going crazy over there with that shit. And then Ben Affleck gone is no longer going to be on Flashpoint, apparently.
Yeah. Sure.
So yeah, I was tapping out. Because if you want to keep Michael Keaton in Flashpoint and then do Batman Beyond some point down the line, awesome.
Right.
But my Batman? No, he wasn't my Batman back then. He doesn't be now? No. So I'm like, okay, fine. But there's been some clarity, apparently.
Yes. Let's get some clarification going.
Yeah, take it away before I hyperventilate.
For those of you that don't know, this is all stemming from an article from the New York Times from Brooks Barnes, who talked to Walter Hamada, who runs
fucking Brooke
DC. And basically, he had a question on New Year's Day. And I'm just going to read you the tweet. Somebody said, based on your Hamada piece, some have interpreted that Warner Brothers is doing 2 franchises starring Batman. One with Pattinson, of course we know that, and then one with a new actor. Is that correct? Or were you referring to Keaton as a second Batman being part of a non-Batman-centric saga? Thank you. And all Brooks did was reply the word Keaton. And people ran with this and said, Keaton's the new Batman. There's 2 Batman, Keaton's the other one, and we're running. So then sadly, Brooks came back a few days later. He's been busy. He said he was moving apartments, but he's clarified some things. And his response was, he said, I've been offline. I was moving apartments. He said, and I returned to see this Michael Keaton craziness. He said, he says, I was referring to the one film that Keaton has been announced as being in, not a set of his own Batman films. If I had info on him beyond The Flash, I would obviously have put it in my article. So people just need to kind of calm down with this. Because what I will admit, in my personal opinion, you're not going to like this, but I do think this is telling us that Affleck's done after.
Oh yeah, we knew that. Sure.
But that's the thing is, this could be the precursor to, I think the DCEU's Batman could be Batman Beyond. They could be going to that. That's what they're doing. They're going to they might bring Michael Keaton into our timeline, whatever. But I do not think Michael Keaton is the DCEU's Bruce Wayne, possibly. But I don't think that he's Batman. I think he'll be Batman in The Flash, and it'll be weird. But
I don't think it'll be weird.
No, it'll be cool. But like, if he starts fighting, and like, I don't know.
Listen,
I
mean, he can throw a punch around.
Well, here's the thing. I shouldn't say that because
Batman never really kicked like that anyway. So
sure, and also Michael Keaton, they did a great job of him in Spider-Man. Like they made that work. Although
American Assassin, I don't know if you saw it or not. But.
Yes. So but I do think people are being a little crazy here, thinking Keaton's getting his own, films and whatever. I think the point is Hamada basically said we have 2 projects moving forward that have Batman in them. Batman, and I think this also kind of points to the fact that we probably won't see Ben Affleck in the suit in The Flash. He'll be Bruce Wayne. But I think that he's saying we have a Robert Pattinson, movie, and hopefully other ones coming, and then we are seeing Michael Keaton as Batman in The Flash. But a lot of people went crazy on this, and it's really not anybody's fault because a lot of news, movie news sites were after that initial tweet, they went off
ham and cheese.
I mean, talking about how this is, Affleck's out, Keaton's in, this is it. He's like, this is going to be, the future. And so I understand why it knocked everybody's socks off. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, but I do think there's a massive possibility, and I'd be down for it to, have the DCEU's Batman be Batman Beyond, and that we have a setup for that. Because it's something we haven't seen before. And also then we get a literal almost origin story of Bruce Wayne's Batman going on in this universe, and we get to go with that for however long we can. And then we also have a different Batman that we've never seen in live action, running around with Wonder Woman and things like that in that world. Pretty cool.
Or it can be the new Black Batman. I'll let you boy if y'all need me.
I would be down for that.
But yeah, whichever. I mean, I'm down for that, just as long as it wasn't that fucking case. But it's like, even though I'm pulling up my phone now, I love the movement that sparked from this. Yes, I do. Hashtag Ben Affleck is my Batman. It was amazing. Everyone united when this came up. I was like, yes, let the people know what is up.
I just don't understand why people think that this is disrespectful to Ben Affleck. Because
I don't either, but I just liked the movement going around.
Because if anything's happening, Warner Brothers has probably backed up many, many trailer trucks full of money to Ben Affleck's door. And he's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm done with this.
Yeah, because they initially fucked him. So
he's done. So he probably looks at y'all's movement as like, Jesus Christ, they can't fucking let this go. He's like, I didn't even give a fuck. But anyway, I know he gave a fuck, but it's just, I feel bad for Michael Keaton, because he's sitting there going, do they even want me back? God damn.
We do. Not to overtake what we have, because we have is fucking amazing and great. But I don't know.
I'd be interested to see, because they might be doing a thing where somehow in the Flash movie, Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne and Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne get flopped, and they swap them. You never see.
Something completely different.
But you'll never see Ben Affleck again. After the first 30 minutes of the Flash, or something like that. It's possible.
It needs to be the beginning and end during Flashpoint. It needs to be literally.
Well, but that's if the future is Batman Beyond in that universe, they might be changing it up because.
Then don't touch the movie, because if you're going to do Flashpoint and you're going to go through the whole heartfelt core of that goddamn movie and then bring it full circle at the end and you take that out, they're literally setting themselves up for fucking mayhem. I just hope they know that.
I agree, but also, what do you do if the actor that's playing this massive character never wants to be on screen again? And you have somebody that's willing to kind of take the spot, and it works.
But the thing, you don't have to do that. You can still do the Flashpoint and have Ben Affleck be done. That's like the seal. He got the closure with his parents.
But then how do you do Batman Beyond in the future?
Take your ass to the future. Bring everybody there. It's a Flash. You can run off somewhere and bring the fucker back or something.
But that's the thing. You want a Batman Beyond movie. You don't want to have the Flash again. Do something Flashpoint like. It needs to, So I don't know what they're doing.
They'll probably do Batman Beyond without doing. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
They have to not have an old Bruce Wayne, because Ben Affleck won't come back.
They'll figure it out. I don't know. Whatever.
So it'll be interesting. I will honestly admit, I don't think Walter Hamada has a fucking clue what they're doing.
That's evident and clear.
I do know everyone has said that the Flash script has been finished for months. Nothing new is changing in that.
WB, can you just hire me? Can I fuck Walter Hamada? Bring me in, and I'll just course correct this whole fucking shit.
They just announced that he's on for at least 2 more years.
I know, it's a stupid. There's no direction. There's no continuity. The time shit. The shit's turning into fucking X-Men. Like everything is just. Get it together. Just bring me. If anybody from WB just stumbles upon this, fuck Hamada. Just bring me in. All right, let me help you. Like,
fuck
you guys
Hamada.
need
Hashtag
it.
fuck Hamada.
Yes, hashtag fuck Hamada. Bring John in. That's the whole.
Jeez, that's a long one.
Right? It is, but it's necessary. Because it's like, I don't know, dude. Like, you have everybody. Half your fucking cast is unhappy with you because some other crazy shit went on, and you pushed the other half out. It's like, and then the little sprinkle you have left, you don't know what the fuck you're doing with. Just like, come on. So
it'll be an interesting scenario to see this, because I also, they've already tried to make people forget how we don't even want Ezra Miller really as our Flash.
I never said that. I still do.
And
keep this cute ass right in there.
Yeah, see, no, I don't really like him very much. But
I do, but for different reasons.
And he hits women. But I don't know. This is going to be an interesting thing, because I don't trust WB with that convoluted of a topic in terms of Flashpoint and like what all crazy shit that you can do. Obviously have that story, the Flashpoint story, but they could do other crazy things, kind of like what Spider-Man 3 is probably about to do, and have little moments of crazy shit. But I don't know if I trust them yet, because they haven't shown me that they can do anything miraculous since, it's been years, many years for me. I mean, a lot of things have been awesome, but safe at the same point. Like Aquaman, I feel like is a safe movie because of how difficult it was to make, doing all the underwater CGI shit and how crazy that was. They're like, hey, let's just make this pretty straight up story. Same thing with the first Wonder Woman. Pretty, normal story, because it's first female-led superhero movie. Let's kind of, let's play it easy here because we got some crazy shit going on here. Now, with the Flash, we haven't even gotten, we've barely got the Flash. And the first time he's getting his own movie, it's going to be this. Like, it's going to be very interesting to see. I really, really hope they pull it off, because this will change a lot of things with the DCEU in terms of, I don't know. It's just going to be.
We'll see. And maybe we'll make that, a topic for us. Like the future of DC. Like what?
Yeah, where they going?
That sounds pretty interesting. I think we could do something like that.
Did you see how they want an HBO Max spinoff show for every single project that they're doing?
No, I missed that.
That's what they were saying. They want to
save that. Don't get into that. We'll talk about that too.
The Aquaman spinoff is a Mira show. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, yeah, we don't want to mention
that, because I'm not gonna get in. I'm not gonna go into all that, because that's a trigger for me.
Yeah,
so that's a trigger for me.
It makes me nervous, but when it comes to the whole Keaton as Batman thing, I think we can all kind of take some deep breaths, get excited for the Flashpoint movie in that sense, because what we've known is still the case.
Yes.
And also quit taking fucking pictures of Ben Affleck in public.
Oh my God! Yes, leave that man alone. Like that shit. Yeah, that's annoying. Like, do you have the man's just picking up coffee? Why? Leave him the fuck alone.
Right. He
like,
hates.
Oh my God.
He hates you.
Yeah.
And like, just leave him alone.
Yeah. Because paparazzi fucking.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing where he's gonna say, you know what? Fuck all this. I'm not ever making a movie again. I'm moving to the middle of nowhere. Fuck all of you. Bye. And.
Right. I mean, shit, I got enough money, and I have fucking armor with me too. I'll go away.
That is correct.
I will go away for sure. But it is what it is. Just it's happening. Boom. Until something is certified, don't panic. Just enjoy the shit. But it's what it is. But I don't have drums, so I just use my thighs. That's going to wrap it up for episode 5 of the Film Cave. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us on this latest episode, and we can't wait to see you on future installments.
Yes,
guys, it's been real. It's been pretty damn awesome. If you want to see us and keep up with this, again, every Wednesday we have the Film Cave, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be reminded when the latest episodes are up.
Yes, sir.
Logan's channel will be posted in the description box below, so you can go check his shit out as well. Has some pretty dope content. You have anything new coming up, brother? Anything?
Man, It's been a slow little break here because it's tough with what's going on right now, and I've been taking a break, been busy, but we've got something with WandaVision coming up. We got some crazy shit that's going to be hitting here pretty soon. So
that's also true.
So let's get hyped, everybody.
All right, guys. So as always, it's been fun. It's been real. It's your boy Knight,
and it's Logan.
And guys, that's gonna do it. We'll see you next time. See you in the cave.
Later, guys.
Peace.